Hi, it's Rich time again. My name's Richard, and today's video is going to be about this monster. This is a VEVOR, VEVOR Ice Machine. I have a customer that dropped this off 6 months ago, and I have spent time and time trying to diagnose this with no help from VEVOR. VEVOR, you type it in, it'll take you to VEVOR.com. All they do is sell these. So, with a lot of time spent researching this, I found a Chinese ice machine manufacturer. And even though I found, model number, serial number right here, and I looked on there, I could find no parts. On the manual, it says contact our 800 number. What 800 number? Google, YouTube, there's nothing on these machines. Now, he paid about $1,300 for it. I've seen them for $1,500. And if you go to Alibaba, these things are like $325, but you have to pay the shipping. Well, I'm going to dive right into it, and I'm going to show you what it's doing, and I'm going to let you know what all I've done. So stay with me just a minute. Okay, the first thing I do is I hook it up. When I first start it up, it is supposed to go into a default mode to start making ice. Here we go. Here's your display screen. Already, COO. I've seen a lot of people look up what COO code means. This is your power or your standby button. This is your function button. And it's all set up to harvest. So right now it's putting in water. Well, what will happen is it will go into a fault mode showing a little wrench, and it'll say low water. No, there's plenty of water in there. So I went ahead and disassembled the float switch. Ohmed it out. It was good in the low position and the high position. So I turned around and I said, let's take it apart and give it a good cleaning. Maybe it's a maintenance thing. No. So as I wait for this to go, there are other ice machines. They have the same appearance. This one just happens to be a VEVOR. And later I'll show you behind this panel, there's a place for a control like this, one that goes in the middle, and one that could go over on the left-hand side. So it is my belief that they're the exact same ice machine, just different names. Kind of like a Chevrolet versus a GMC or a Cadillac, still made by General Motors. Same thing in appliances. Kenmore could be made by Whirlpool. Whirlpool makes Maytag, it makes Roper, Magic Chef. Well, that's no longer made, but it's a base model, and then they add their own little control panels to them to make them different. But all in all, they're the same. So let's wait, and I'll show you what happens. Here we have our wrench and screwdriver, and it's counting up. It clocks it, and I could leave this on for 24 hours. It'd count 24 hours. And right here it says water shortage. Now watch this. We'll go to standby. Off. There it is pumping. Now, you heard the compressor and the condenser fan motor come on. It will make ice. Here I am inside of it. Let me show you inside. This is your ice making grid, which needs to be cleaned with nickel safe ice machine cleaner. But this thing will fill up the tub until it detects full amounts of cubes. This magnetic switch, once you pull it back out, excuse me, once you empty some of the ice and you put it back on, it goes back to that default mode and doesn't make ice. It will make ice, but only until it's full. Once it shuts off, you have to manually reset it. No. This is the float switch. I've ohmed it out. It ohms correctly. I've ohmed that magnetic switch out. It ohms correctly. I'm gonna turn it off, hang on. Let me open up the bottom and I'll show you a little bit more. There's a screw here and here. Once you remove it, this drops down. When you tilt it forward, there's a cover right here. Now be sure the machine's off or unplugged. And then trace the ribbon and disconnect it. This is why I think this is made for other brands. This is a knockout for a certain control. This is another knockout for a control. And right here, this is a knockout for this brand. I think with this stainless steel overlay, they'll have it cut out there, or even here, depending on what brand you're going to make. First thing I did was when I got this was kind of full of water. You can remove the screws and dry it out. That didn't help. This is the condenser thermistor. You can go over to the board and ohm it out. The way I do it is I remove that, I put my meter on there, and then I grab that with my hand, and with the heat of my body it will change the ohms. To me that indicates it's working fine. I'm going to set this aside. Here is the control panel. I'm going to slowly move it so that you can see the wires. I recommend taking photographs of the wiring to make sure you get them back in the right place. But just in case, I'm going to just hold it. And let's take it out. Just reach in and gently. There's a clip, push, pull. Some don't have clips. In that case, just kind of gently wiggle and pull. Now on these two black wires, they're the same, but there's a number on it, and when you take a picture, this one has a 200 right there, so I know it goes on the first terminal. At this point, you can slide it out. Again, clip, pull. Since I mentioned there's no parts diagram, I couldn't find any parts for this machine. A little technique I like to do is to look at the main control board, find a part number there, and see what happens. I did. If you look right here, XK08-202-00327. I punch that up. Not only do you get the control board, you get the thermistor, you get the water level control, you also get the magnetic bend switch control. It takes a month to get it, but by golly, I got it. Let's see what we've got in this box. I'm excited. It's been here 6 months. I know y'all are saying, well, you're stupid. I looked it up on YouTube. Nobody had anything. I Googled it. Nobody had anything. Well, look at here. Brand new float switch. Ah, there's the thermistor. Now when I remove it, I'm going to try and save some of that grease to put on here. Let's go. Let's see what else I got. Uh-huh. The magnetic switch. I don't know who was drinking when they made this, but it looks nasty, but it's brand new. Ribbon cable for the new control pad. Now what's funny is, when I was ordering this kit, they asked for what size the control pad was. So measure it. New controller. Well, son of a biscuit, I got the wrong one. But wait, I think it's just the size of it. I bet it's for machines that it goes right there. I think this one's okay. I'm going to try it with the old one. New control board. I'm going to open it up. Look at there. Identical. Is the part number the same? No, the new pad is part number XK08-202-00327. Everything looks to be the same. I'm going to put it in. Okay, the mounting holes do not line up with the new one. So what I'm going to do is remove this one and put it into the plastic housing. Now I've already taken this out before, and when I did, I don't see any shorting, but I did find a dead lizard behind here. What I'm going to do is these little plastic tabs have little places where you can squeeze and then pull forward, I think. Okay, it's on this side. And just there's part of it. Now what I'm going to do is come from the back. Now I can get a better handle on it. See this little angle here and here? Ta-da! I've been perspiring, so make sure you get anything wet out of there. Now let's put the wires back on. I think what I'm going to do is mount it, then put the wires on. If they don't go in, be gentle. Make sure they're just right, otherwise you'll bend the pin and you'll have to wait another month for that thing. No, top terminal is vacant. Oops, left the door open. Okay, I had to stop because there was no plug for the switch that is located on the side of the ice machine. So, when I ordered this, it asked for the measurement of the touchpad, and I measured 4 inches. Wrong. Let me show you what I had to do. I'm going to take a chance that by using the supplied user interface board, I'm going to connect it all, and we'll see what happens. Here's the old user interface board. Here's the new one. They are different sizes. So I took a Dremel and I took some tape, outlined where I was going to cut. I cut it and I put this one in. Also, upon further examination of the boards, everything looks to be the same, except for this is where the switch plugs. Right here is where it's supposed to, but if you look just above my fingernail, there is a jumper. So I refer to the wiring diagram, and it shows right there's the switch. Okay? This wire can be disconnected. So it is my belief that when you plug it in, you just use the user interface board to operate the machine. Well, it's another day, folks, and I've been going over in my mind what I'm going to do with this ice machine board, and I've decided to unsolder the power switch connector and put it on the new board, and I will show you how I do that. So hang on. Okay, as I explained earlier, right here's the new board, and there's a jumper wire right here, so that when you plug the machine in, it immediately sends power to the user interface board. I'm going to attempt to remove the jumper, unsolder the plug, and solder it into the new board. Wish me luck. Just like that. Well, the board's in. They're all hooked up. So, I guess what we're going to do is go ahead and connect the control. Nope. There it is. And let's give it a dry test. Oh God, I look red. Still hot. I need a haircut. Okay, it's plugged in. Okay, now it's plugged in. I'm going to turn the switch on. And according to, quote, VEVOR, it should automatically go into ice production. Let's see. Cross your fingers. I am. Here it goes. Well, we got power. Everything started. What's with this? It's all in Chinese now. Oh, come on. Really? Well, apparently the water level's been met because there was residual water in there. We're gonna wait. Oh, the ice indicator came on. Holy cow, it's gonna make ice. It's gonna make ice. There's a tear. No, that's sweat, because I put a lot of hours into this thing. That's how I fixed a VEVOR, or whatever. I don't know. Me Chinese, me play joke, me go pee pee in your iced Coke. Frickin' A, I'm proud of myself. Pat on the back. Come on, pump. As soon as the pump comes on, I'm like gonna put everything back together and make a boatload of ice, and then I'm gonna check the ice full switch, and then button it up. Take care. I'll see you next Rich Time.